Hello and welcome to the Dinosaur number 243, another 7 curious, interesting things I saw last week. So as ever, let's crack on. First one is the Antic bike, and it's specifically its one wheel mode. Now it's a pretty cool bike anyway. It's an electric kind of EV bike. It has suspension, has 4 performance modes, but it also has a one wheel mode, and you activate that and you can do wheelies for free. Now normally this takes somebody, as it did for me, months and months and months to do a wheelie on a bike, and now you just activate it through your app. If you want one of these, they are available, top speed of 35 miles an hour. There are 3 models available. I think the top one does about 50 miles of range as well. That's the $2,700 version. So if you want them, they are cool, they are available, and they will allow you to do wheelies for free. This is the Ultrasonics C200 knife, and it is a knife with a special blade, or at least a special way of cutting. So the blade has a ultrasonic vibrator right next to it, which causes it to cut things very easily. So here you go, this is the vibrations on or off. That's 40,000 times a second, and it's between sort of 10 and 20 microns. That's about 25% of the grain of sand apparently. Now the best benefit is, as you can see by this strain graph here, it allows you to cut things with 50% of the force of a normal blade. Doesn't necessarily have to be sharp, but one of the other benefits of it is it makes it non-stick, so that vibratey stuff allows things to slip off it, which is very exciting, obviously. So there you go. If you want one of those, £350. Quite frankly, if you want an expensive chef's knife, they're about that anyway, so there you go. This is news from Navy World. This is the latest firing of the Dragonfire Anti-Drone system. Don't worry, it's coming to Type 45 destroyers in 2027 if you're interested. But what is this? So this is a way of knocking drones out of the sky. And as we've seen with the Ukraine war, and I'm not going to make light of this at all, obviously drones are a big threat. So normally you fire missiles at them, you do other things as well, but essentially each one of those missiles is very expensive, £20,000, that sort of thing. So if you can fire one of these things at it, then it costs about sort of £10 a shot. So that's kind of cool, lasts forever, you don't need ammunition, so everything's good. Now this thing can track and hit something a pound coin size a kilometre away and destroy it. So if you lie awake at night worrying about drones, then help is at hand, but only in 2027. Lego, to great fanfare, launched the Smart Play system, and it uses a smart brick and a smart tag to do it. So what is that? So this is the smart brick. It has lots of gubbins in it. It's got a battery in it. It's got lights and it's sensors and accelerometers, that sort of thing. So you can put this smart brick into a model. The model then knows what it is because you put the little smart tag underneath it. Those two come into contact and the smart brick now knows what to do. So for instance, if you put it in a duck, it'll know it's a duck, and you move it about, it'll quack. If you put it in a car, it'll know it's a car, it'll make drumming noises, that sort of thing. Helicopters, obviously, etc, etc. So that's pretty cool. Also the minifigures can come with this little NFC tag in there as well. So if you put the minifigure in the vehicle, it then knows what to do as well. And yeah, generally cool. Critics of this will obviously say, well, this is a child's thing to do. They're supposed to make the noises and supposed to use their imagination themselves, but obviously people who love this sort of thing obviously also say, well, it extends the play and imagination, that sort of thing. There you go. If you want one of these, I think the base set is about £60, something like that at the moment, but follow the link, go and have a look at it. This is O-Key. It's a little bit difficult to describe, so I'll try my best. It's a way of authenticating things and making sure you don't have counterfeits. Now the way this works is that little lozengey thing is actually essentially a piece of resin glass which has flakes in it, so metal fragments. Now each time you scatter, if you imagine scattering sand on a mirror, they are unique. So what you do is you capture that, and that gives you a unique fingerprint. You then register that fingerprint in a database. You can then stick that little thing, and it's only the size of a couple of millimeters, that sort of thing. You stick it into a product or into maybe a pair of glasses or into some packaging. Now, if you then scan that packaging, this little essentially special pattern will reveal itself, and you can then authenticate it as being real. You can't basically fake that because it's on a database. So there you go. There's also therefore a QR code so people can look up what the old database is and that sort of thing. But it's a really interesting way of putting physical things into products that prove it's real. In this case, they're actually putting it under the glaze of pottery, which I think is really interesting. So there you go. That's okay. And it's also part of a puff, which is a physically unclonable function, which I was reading about. So if you're interested in puffs, that's a good example. The new emoji set is coming in 2026, I think it is, Emoji 18. Now, there's not been a lot of action in the emoji game recently, and it looks like there's not either. But if you're interested, there is now an entire cucumber already. Now you can have your own pickle. So there you go. So that's apparently a pickle, not a cucumber. There are thumbs sideways, a squinting person, butterfly, lighthouse, net, and also an eraser. So we might see, if you're getting erased, then there is now an emoji for you as well. Due in September, might change. These are proposed, not actually definite, but they're pretty much going to be. You can't really see them in the emoji set right now because the font doesn't exist. So you have to look at images like this. There you go. If you're into that, that's arriving. And finally, we have iPolish. This is interactive nails, or these customizable nails. I thought it was a really cool use of e-ink. So these ones, they're not actually that expensive. They're like $99 a set. Basically, you stick them on, they're acrylic nails, and then you can choose your color. And then through the little doohickey, you then put those onto each one of the nails, and they change the color. So what it's pretty much doing is it's forcing some e-ink paper or a screen to change its colors. As you can see, the contacts underneath it, and it does that through voltage. So certain voltages or certain colors, and basically you set it through the app, and then away you go. So there you go. Really interesting, kind of like that. Didn't really think that was another use for e-ink, but it is, and I quite like those. There you go. Hopefully that was useful. If it was, give it a like, and I will talk to you probably not next week because I'm actually away, but I'll see you the week after. Hopefully that was useful. Subscribe.